Ah, shit. Yes. Sorry, Molly. Okay, I've got a strange contraption. This phone is resting on a wad of knowledge. Look all that. Look at all that knowledge. All those knowledges. And it can't. All that knowledge can't even support a flimsy phone. So much knowledge, so much wisdom, and intellect. Right, I've been a while. I've been gone a while. Dog's dying. I think I said that last time. El Doggo is dying. He's got lymphoma. How long has it been? He's got cancer. We thought he would die. I thought he might die a week and a half, no, nearly 2 weeks ago. We took him to the vets just under 3 weeks ago, and they said it could be cancer, it could be some prostate infection, and they said take these tablets. He took the tablets, didn't react very well. On the Friday, so 2 weeks ago today actually, yes, he just basically couldn't move really much at all, and he okay, and he yeah, we're talking about you, Rattus, talking about you, boy. And yeah, we took him to the vets like as an emergency, and they said that we can put him down now or try a high dose of steroids, see how he reacts. I said I cried like a baby. I cried more than I have done in, I don't know. I never don't think I've ever cried that hard. It was like I was bent over double, like vomiting out emotion. It was just insane. And I was aware while I was vomiting my tears that this was a good thing to do. It was like I was really what do you call it? Just getting out, expulsing a shit ton of just emotion. So that was traumatic because I was going away that weekend and I thought that was my goodbye to El Doggo, but he reacted well. Yeah, he's got a big tumour around his abdomen. He's done a fucking abdomen, torso, around his near his cock. Near his meaty cock. He's got a big tumour, basically his stomach. So he's going to be dead in 4 months max. But me and Mum don't think he's going to last that long. Anyway, where have I been? What have I been up to? I didn't even want to have this update be about El Doggo, but that just came up, and I ramble. What have I been up to? Not a lot. I've been getting back into reading. I read a book called The Selfish Capitalist, which seemed a bit pseudo. It was alright, it was fine, and I've started rereading Ulysses. I read that, finished reading it about a year and a half ago, and I picked it up again, and it's quite enjoyable. Yes, okay. The main thing I wanted to talk about, I guess, because this shows what I value and whatever. I got laid at the weekend. Me and my friend went to a house party. These like 6 girls who are like leaving uni, finishing up, and I just, yeah, it was just a one night stand. It was fun and whatever. It was good. Sex has been a big insecurity for me over the past nearly 4 years. Well, the last time I got laid was basically 4 years ago. It's something I've been insecure about, something I've been trying to basically navigate. I went travelling and it'd always be somewhere in my mind, at the back of my mind. Sometimes it'd be completely subconscious, but I would be aware that, when I'd been in an interaction with a girl, it'd be, as with most every guy, I guess, you're in an interaction with a attractive girl. Anyway, I don't really have, I've not really thought out what I'm going to say here. I had one thing I do want to say, which I'll say in a minute. But yeah, it was fine. It was just a one night stand. I rarely didn't. I rarely. So I really did. I didn't really. It's hard for me to differentiate between rarely, and rarely. So I rarely spoke to the girl the entire night, and then Yeah, toward the end of the night, I just sort of asked if I could kiss her, and 1, 2, 3. Here's my pee. See why it's a surprise that I haven't. It's not a surprise that I haven't been laid in so long. So yeah, that was fine. And the morning after, I guess I just felt like a bit less neurotic about that sort of shit. And I mean, to me, it was kind of a token of my growth, because I was going to a house party with 5 or 6, some of them very attractive girls, and I'd not been in a situation, a social context like that in literally nearly 2 years. Since the beginning of third year was the last time I was in such an environment. Even when I'd been travelling thereafter, um, it wasn't like that. I'd been in hostels and stuff, but it'd not been that sort of vibe, or not that sort of, how mostly it's other guys you're around anyway. And I've not really been doing too much travelling. Australia, there was like, I didn't speak to many girls at all. Like, COVID happened and I had a job with just guys anyway. So I was just chill. So I was quite anxious that I was going to be just a wreck. But I just chilled the entire night. I had no anxiety the entire night. I didn't get too drunk. And I just fucking really gelled with everyone and had a laugh. And there was no, because in the past when I was into like PUA, pick-up artistry, and the red pill, I'd be like analysing the situation as I was in the situation, and like, oh, she's giving you a laugh, or she's made eye contact, she's interested. All these just bullshit things that I basically got instilled. But there was absolutely none of that, and it was just a really chill fucking night, and I hit it off with I'd say a few girls. Do you, I don't know. Yeah, 3. I was, I'd say, interested in and had signs of interest from, and one of them I slept with, and we had good fun, and there was no anxiety, or even the whole sex thing was just fine and really fucking good fun. No, yeah, awkwardness or anything. Um, and to me, that says quite a bit about my, I guess, self acceptance over the last few years. Because originally I'd be like, I don't deserve this. There'd be a lot of self loathing going on in the background, in inadequacy. But that night there was nothing. So yeah, one of the thing I wanted to talk about was my perspective on sex. So I guess I used to want to see sex as like quite a sacred, and that's bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean, a bit of a very valuable thing. And for the past, well, since I split up with my ex-girlfriend Georgie, so the only girl I've been with, so my ex, um, the only girl I've been in a relationship with, I was like, okay, well, just try to have sex. So I was just very needy, and I was just a big focus. And then when I got into like third year of uni, I guess, so after like a year of having been split up, I was like, okay, well, I'd been in a couple of situations where a one night stand could have occurred, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. I know one time I cocked it up out of like fear, and I wasn't like massively into the girl, I guess, so it just felt wrong. It felt wrong. I'll come back to this. It felt wrong. Another time it just didn't work out. Another time, I think the other girl was quite insecure. I do believe that because I was pretty into it. And anyway, I won't get into that. Um, so I sort of like, I started like coping basically by trying to see sex as like, well, maybe for me, sex is, something very intimate, something that has to be with somebody with whom I have this emotional connection. Doesn't have to be like a fucking Disney love story bullshit, but it has to be someone with whom I've established some rapport, and we've had a good date, or we've had a couple of dates, and we've built a bit of a connection. It can't just be, you know, as it was on Saturday, which was literally, we'd barely even spoken the entire night. I don't remember even speaking to her. Honestly, and this is bad. Well, it's not bad. I was a bit drunk and whatever, but we didn't really speak. I wasn't sure what her name was while we were getting intimate because, yeah, it's bad. It sounds bad. But because we hadn't spoken all night and her name was basically the same as another girl's name, but it had one letter less, and it could be basically said nearly the same. And I didn't really speak to either of these girls all night, so that's what I'm saying. We didn't really speak, um, but it felt fine. Like having sex felt enjoyable. I was attracted to her. You know, it was enjoyable. Um, so yes, going back to what I was saying, I used to see it as this like more valuable, sacred thing. But then over the past, I don't know, 6 months plus, I've started being skeptical about that. So originally, I was skeptical about like how I think sex should be, just get as much sex as possible, whatever. So then I started going to the mindset of no, maybe sex for me is something more intimate and something I should only share with people with whom I've established a connection with or whatever. Then I started getting skeptical about that, and I began being more open to the idea of a one night stand, because originally I was like, I've been in a couple of opportunities where one night stand could happen, and or it's cocked up for some reason. So I sort of interpreted that as it's not ready for me. So I have been in a couple of situations where I've been with someone and it's been like robotic. It's just felt like this is an act. What am I doing? Um, so then I started being skeptical about that, and then I started becoming more open to the idea of a one night stand. And I had a one night stand and I enjoyed it, and now my view on sex has been more solidified, should I say. So now my view on it is basically it can be anything. And this sounds obvious, but now this is like you have to realise I was basically a fucking a loser, a virgin loser at school and through college, and then after my first relationship, I basically became a fucking incel. Um, so it sounds like common sense, but I've been around the houses in my head to have actually come to and actually believe this this belief, this idea. So yeah, now I believe sex can be something more animal, more primal, something that's just like I find you attractive, you find me attractive. Let's tie each other down and spit in each other's mouths, or it can be, a very deep, transcendental, spiritual sort of experience between two lovers. You know, yeah, I just wanted to get this out. This is my current standpoint on that shit, and I think this is a pretty healthy, potentially long-term standpoint on sex. I think I'm still pretty sexually immature. I think that's pretty obvious considering I've only slept with two people. Um, I know I was speaking to a friend and he was saying like his friends with benefits has slept with someone else recently and he felt nothing. Maybe that is partly like a psychological uh, difficulty, of not being able to establish an emotional connection. We've spoken about that, and he thinks that's something he has, genuinely, because he's experienced it in the past. But part of it could be just like, cool, we established at the beginning we were going to be friends with benefits. If you want to sleep with other guys, that's fine. But I know at the moment, for me myself, if I were to try to establish a friends with benefits, I'd probably get jealous. I'd probably want her to myself. I probably would be wanting to establish an emotional connection, and if I wasn't that too attracted to her, then it'd feel probably very strange. It's like I want to sleep with you, but I don't want you to sleep with other guys. So I want you to myself, but I don't really want to commit. So it's like, what's going on there? And to me, that just says that I need to mature. It means that I probably want to experience a lot more sex, with different people and like learn about myself and my own preferences and how I am with different people, because I don't think sex should be stigmatized, nor do I think it should be as commodified and pedestalized as it is. That sounds like contradictory. It's like pedestalized but stigmatized. I think the stigmatization is mainly from the older generations and from your parents, and sort of the commodification and pedestalization is what we see in the media and in advertising. Um, so it's a very confusing space. Uh, I guess not especially, but for somebody like me, it is anyway, who's been sort of abstracted away from the reality of sex. I had a year relationship, but before and after that, zilch. Fuck all, or very little after that anyway, and nothing before. Um, so yeah, it's a learning curve. It's something I sort of look forward to exploring more. I don't really have the means. I don't know. I mean, online dating pretty much doesn't work for me. I don't think I'm unattractive physically. I just don't have good pictures. I think that is one of the main things. I just don't get likes at all. Like diddly squat, brother. You know what I mean? Nothing. So that doesn't really work. There's cold approach, which I'm not ready to go back into doing, and meeting through friends, where I only have one friend through whom I can meet girls, and that's how I got this weekend. Now they're all dispersing, literally dispersing to different countries. The girl I slept with going back to Portugal, for example, or maybe she's back there already. So yeah, I'm going to Wales. Maybe there'll be people there. Maybe there'll be girls there. I don't know. I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm going to Wales a week on Monday. So what's that? 10 days, 9 days, 9.5 days, I think. For 3 months. So you won't see me for 3 months. I know it's heartbreaking. I'm not taking my smartphone or my laptop. I just intend to take a few books, physical books, and then my Kindle. I'm fucking looking forward to it. I'm getting quite strong. Currently, my PRs are at, I think, the same for bench press, which is 75 kg. Recently, I got my overhead press to, I believe, 53 kilograms. I think that's right. I got that last week. My squat is back up to 100 kilograms. I got that yesterday. My PR for squat's 105, which is like nearly 4 years ago. I think it's 3.5 years ago I got that. My squat's at 100. My deadlift is at 160 kg, which I was fucking buzzing about, because the last time I got 150 like 4 years ago, and I've not been close since. And I got 160 a few days ago, which I was so happy with. So I've packed on some muscle. I'm currently at 187 pounds, which is the heaviest I've ever been. But I don't look fat, and I'm quite happy. Like I'm wearing like large sizes, like a waist 34 in a lot of things, which is the biggest I've ever been. But I feel quite confident, which is very interesting. I think I've put on fat. Obviously, I have put on fat. I've also packed on some muscle, so it feels quite good. I feel quite strong. So hopefully, if I eat well and exercise well in Wales, which I definitely will do, because I think most of my labour pertains to physical work, like actual labour, and I imagine I'll be eating pretty clean. So hopefully I can trim down, and when I get back, I don't know. I would, as I say, I would like to meet girls. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll get a job. Maybe I'll network in Wales and work for somebody and live somewhere. I really don't know what's going to happen in Wales. There are supposed to be quite a few volunteers going, like 22 living there at a time. I don't know if any living there now. Maybe I'll be the first one to go. Seriously, absolutely no idea about anything. So I'm quite looking forward to going in blind and seeing how it sort of transpires. That's 20 minutes. I don't think I have anything else. I really enjoyed talking here, sort of elucidating. It's sort of elucidatory. Yeah, ciao.